we are looked as supplementary value. And so we'll always get supplementary treatment. And that's precisely why I feel an organization like WCC stands out, because there I'm an equal.
The Association of Malayalam Movie Artists finds itself in the center of a massive controversy again. This after the General Secretary of the body, which has the biggest stars of Mollywood in it being represented in this body, came out making very, very controversial statements against someone who survived, against an actor who survived an incident of sexual assault in 2017. I want you to first tell us, you've written a very strongly worded letter to the AMMA. First, tell us, what you've written to them about. What is the kind of action you seek against them?
I'm a member of AMMA myself. What has recently happened as the executive secretary of the organization has gone about saying is ridiculous, because one, there has been and this is not the first time. There have been many attempts in the past, which have in public spaces and media, where there has been a constant violation of space of the survivor, and where she has been constantly being pulled down, and there's been moral policing on her, which has happened consistently, and that too by the leadership, apart from the General Secretary, a few other members of the leadership as well. And this is what we had brought in into the negotiation table 2 years back, when the same survivor resigned for the same reasons. And there has been no proactive action. So myself and Revati, after Parvati resigned because of the statements made by the secretary, what we have basically put out there for is not a set of demands. We're just requesting for clarification.
We're talking about an industry that's always been hailed as portraying women the right way, has always given women actors their space, given them great characters. Some of the best characters and best portrayals of women have come from Mollywood. Secondly, this is an industry which has an association, which, correct me if I'm wrong, has about 50% representation of women. And despite that, you see these kind of basic problems where, you don't deal with an issue that's as serious as sexual assault sensitively.
I completely agree. I think there is no easy and simple answer to it, right? While we, just to answer your first part of the question, I myself I have received my national award, my three state awards in Kerala, thanks to Malayalam films. Not to say that Tamil cinema didn't. I got 2 state awards in Tamil cinema because also of the filmmakers, and I owe it big time to them. This does not take away
from that. Saying about Mollywood portraying women the right way.
No. Having said that, it doesn't mean that no. We've got interesting characters, but have we given the position of power and space to all the women, even in terms of performance and narratives and characters, such that you can actually call them megastars like the way you have with Mammootty and Mohanlal? I think that position of power, both in terms of filmmaking, being participant. I have myself, for instance, tried so often with producers, even within the Malayalam film industry. I have a great relationship with, to talk about profit sharing relationships. It is so difficult for us to get there, even for simple things like giving credits. Even now, even in Malayalam cinema, no matter what, if you're in the mainstream cinema, if a film flops, then it's a problem. Then you're an unlucky actor, even if the fact is that you have nothing to do in that film. And these are things that never gets bankrolled onto men, right? If you see the number of male lead films which are still made in Malayalam, it's about 97%. In spite of the fact that the success rate of all of that is probably only 1% of those films are going to do financially well. People are more readily investing on male lead protagonists more than female lead protagonists. Yes, you've had some very strong characters, but what is it the proportion of a total macro picture? So it gets a relatively better position in terms of characters and roles compared to the rest of the country. But in comparison to the rest of the world, in comparison to where we would like to go ourselves, it's nowhere. And so it needs to go a long way if you want to say that, I can bank on a female actor, and I'm willing to bank on a female actor and make a film because it's a good story. And that's what it principally should be about. It should be about good storytelling.
Is that the problem then? The fact that, in Mollywood you have big superstars, the likes of Mohanlal, Mammootty. You'll never find a female superstar, the equivalent of Mohanlal and Mammootty, despite many of them having almost, I would say, an equal body of work, which should have been maybe equally recognized. Is that the problem then, that you have these kind of big superstars, big names, who don't want to step into anything controversial, who always try to kind of, sensitively, gingerly get into these things?
I would say that the issue of economics is underscored by the issue of the way we look at ourselves in a society. It's not like it's got nothing. It's got limitedly to do with the audience. It's got more to do with how the film industry and the film industry looks at each other as colleagues. I'm not saying this is an easy life, even for a male actor who's upcoming, who's whatever it is it's difficult. But like I mean, just look at and the kind of perceptions people have. It's like amazing. Myself and Dulquer are of the same age. My husband and he are probably of the same age. Because I've worked with his father, I would never get to play a role with him. Why? Because you always want younger female actors to toddle around men because they can look younger. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand. Honestly, as an actor and as a storyteller who loves good storytelling, I don't understand why we can't embrace age. Because as actors, we can act all the time until we die. Maybe even at the deathbed, we can act and probably do a scene. So I don't understand where the insecurity really comes from.
Do you feel disappointed that it's a fight that Revati, that Parvati have to fight here, and that you don't get enough support even from like a Dulquer or any of your young male actors who have so much energy on
I think
screen?
they should be disappointed, Akshita. We are not, because we have taken the lesser path and we know it is a less trodden path. But we have made enough inroads to like wake their eyes up, and if they're not able to respond, then it's unfortunately their loss because they're not part of something. Today, when the civil liberties movements give almost equal rights to the blacks and the whites in at least at a policy level, there's a lot to speak of people who have been part of that movement. And it's an example that you set for your future generation. I'd like to ask Prithvi, Dulquer, all of you have kids. What kind of values they had like to imbibe in their children? And it's not about rebelling. It's about making a genuine point. I'm not here to fight. I have rarely in my public life have I ever come and spoken about anything else other than talking about my films or promoting my characters. Never spoken about my family. I'm hardly there on social media. If people like me and Revati are making noise about this is not noise. It's a resounding sound that needs to be heard, acknowledged, and resolved for. And we are here. We are here to agree to disagree. We are here to resolve it amicably. Yes, we have differences of opinions, but let's find a middle path. But complete resounding silence, that's unacceptable, unethical. And as creative people who are especially actors with a fan base and admirers, they are setting very wrong example either by being silent or becoming an accomplice against gender justice like the way Revela Babu has been.